Welcome back, everybody. We're here to pull cards for May the 27th. I'm going to be pulling an overall energy card and then one card for each sign. So if you know your ascendant and you know your houses, you can get quite a little bit of information from a quick reading like this. And if you just know your sun sign, you can still get a little bit of a taste about what may be coming up for your day. All right, let's see. Let's pull off our overall energy card. What do we have here? Two of Wands. Ooh, I like it. I like it. All right. Let's get ready to pull some for each sign. Two of Wands is a card that talks about the idea of, it's interesting. I haven't had this card mean this in a long time. But it talks about the idea of looking over your realm of influence or your sphere of influence and really evaluating if you are impacting it in the way that you want to. And if not, what are you going to do to change that? Pretty deep card, especially for an overall influence. That's a pretty deep card. All right, I think we're ready to pull for each sign. So for each sign, starting with Aries. Oh, these are glossy. They're going to slide. By the way, this is the Arcanum Tarot. I think it might be my first time using them on video. Just got them not that long ago. Of course, for heaven's sake, in Denver. So Aries, Four of Pentacles showing up here along with that Two of Wands. This is telling me that you are saving back on money or on some type of resource. You're holding back on it. And with this overall energy being the idea of looking at, how you're impacting your realm of influence, the idea that you're holding back on this is telling me that you, one of two things is happening. For some of you, you're feeling like you've been giving too much to a lot of the people around you, and like you've haven't really left enough for yourself, and you haven't necessarily been so helpful to those ones that you've been giving so much to. Or you may be realizing that you want to do something else that impacts the people in your realm of influence, and it takes some resources to do that. And so you may be really starting to set aside resources to begin to impact in a bigger way or in a different way in your realm of influence. Interesting. I think we're going to get a lot of interesting reads today. Taurus. Okay, Taurus, we have the Tower here. This is really an interesting depiction because it almost looks like a tornado plus the lightning bolt on top of the tower. Modernish looking tower compared to my other decks. So Tower here is just telling me, Taurus, that you're having a major shakeup. And I think that you're the one creating the major shakeup just because of the overall energy we have showing up here. With that Two of Wands being the idea that you're looking out over your realm of influence and seeing, am I influencing people the way that I want to? Am I leaving them with the impression I want to leave them with? Am I being encouraging, uplifting to them, or whatever it is, that you want to do in your realm of influence, whatever influence you want to have? The Tower is telling me that you're looking out over that and you're realizing that whatever it is that you're doing, it's not having the impact that you wanted it to have as far as impacting your realm of influence. And so now you're shaking things up. You're making things a little bit different. Okay? So that's what we have for Taurus. Next up, let's look at Gemini. Geminis, you guys have the Knight of Cups showing up in reverse. Knight of Cups in reverse, just if it was on its own in general, talks about the idea of not feeling very optimistic about either a romantic relationship, a particular one, or romance in general, or just people in general. This is the kind of card that we pull on a day when we buy a bumper sticker that says, the more I know people, the more I love my dog. So not feeling very optimistic about people in general, or a specific relationship, or just romantic relationships in general. Now, with our overall energy of the Two of Wands, when we combine that, what this really tells me is that you're looking at the influence that you're having in your sphere of influence, and you're recognizing that you're not so thrilled with how you're impacting the people around you. And so you're coming into a realization about that. Now, with our Knight of Cups in reverse, I don't see you taking any action yet to change it. I do think that's imminent. But I think right now you're just coming to terms with the idea that this isn't really the impact that I want to have. Okay? And so who was that? That was Gemini. Next up, let's look at Cancer. So Cancers, you guys have the Ten of Wands showing up here with our overall energy of the Two of Wands. This just tells me that you, with the Two of Wands, just like everybody else, you're looking out over your realm of influence, checking out, how am I actually impacting my realm of influence, and am I happy with that? With the Ten of Wands coming up here, this is telling me that you are feeling the need to take more responsibility about how you're impacting the people in your realm of influence. So I think you're taking your impact or your influence on the other people in your environment more seriously, and maybe even your environment itself. So taking that more seriously, and taking action in a more serious way to make sure that you're having the impact that you want to have, Cancers. All right, we're looking at Leo next. Seven of Swords showing up in reverse for you, Leos. Leos. Definitely going back to something with that Seven of Swords showing up here. This kind of has become my going back to the drawing board card pretty often lately. Not always, but pretty often. And it looks to me like, for those of you who are Leos, this topic of, with the Two of Wands, I think for you guys, this topic has been on your mind for a while. For me today, the Two of Wands is talking about, you surveying the impact that you have on your realm of influence. And with the Seven of Swords in reverse, I feel like, first of all, I'm going to tell you, I feel like this has been something that's been important to you. It's been on your mind for a while. This is not really a new topic for you like it is for some of the other signs today. And I feel like you've been making some tweaks and adjustments on how you impact, or at least you're making some changes hoping that's going to change how you're impacting your realm of influence. With my Seven of Swords in reverse, I think that as you're surveying this, you're realizing that you haven't quite gotten things to the point that you want them at yet. You're not making the impact that you want to just yet. And so you're going back to the drawing board. You're figuring out, what do I need to change to make that impact that I want to? Next up, we're looking at Virgo. So Virgos, we have the Lovers showing up for you guys. We like it, we like it. So Lovers, with the overall energy of the Two of Wands, as I've been saying for the other signs, Two of Wands talks about looking out over your realm of influence and deciding, am I making the impact on my sphere of influence that I want to, or do I need to make some adjustments? Okay, so that's the overall theme for the day. With the Lovers coming in, I really think that you are making some type of agreement with somebody today that you feel like will help you to make more of the impact that you want to on your sphere of influence. Next up, we're looking at, that was Leo, that was Virgo. Yep, next up we're looking at Libra. Okay, so Libra, Page of Cups showing up in reverse for you here. Ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da. Libras, I think you're getting some kind of feedback from somebody in your sphere of influence today that is making you aware of the impact that you're having on your sphere of influence. Okay? With our overall card being the Two of Wands, I think you are looking at your sphere of influence and the impact that you're having on the people in that sphere, and you're really evaluating and questioning. And for those of you with Libra placements, I think that wherever that placement is, I think in that area, you're going to be, that questioning about that impact is going to come up because somebody's going to say something to you that you're not, I don't think you really expected that to be your impact that you're having. And so this is causing you to reevaluate and figure out, do I need to make any changes, or was this guy, a wild person with a wild story? So working on figuring that out today, Libras. All right, next up, we're looking at Scorpio. So Scorpio's Eight of Wands talks a lot about communication or travel, but for me, I normally see this as a whole lot of communication going on. Now, coming in with that Two of Wands showing up, Two of Wands just means that we're overlooking our realm of influence, looking at the impact that we're having in that realm of influence, and figuring out, okay, am I happy with this? What do I want to do with this impact that I'm having? And with the Eight of Wands, I think we're realizing that there needs to be some more communication here. Maybe people don't understand what we're actually going for, and maybe they don't understand that because we haven't been communicating that. So we're opening up lines of communication. So it's not just about us sending out messages, but it's also about listening actively as well. So opening up lines of communication so that we can make a better impact on our realm of influence starting today. Okay, so that was for Scorpios. Next up, we're going to look at Sagittarius. For those of you who are wondering, this is the Arcanum Tarot. So Sagittarius, what you have here is the Page of Swords. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da. You're definitely getting some kind of new information today, and with our overall energy having to do with the idea of looking at the impact that you're having on your sphere of influence and evaluating that impact, I think you are really paying a lot of attention to that impact, and I think you're looking to up-level your impact on your sphere of influence, and so I think you're finding out some new information that's going to be helpful for you as you do that today, Sagittarius. Capricorn, the Magician. Whoop, whoop. All right, so Capricorns, with the Magician showing up, with our Two of Wands as the overall energy, this just tells me that today, as you are looking over the impact that you're having on your sphere of influence, you are realizing that you've got some good things going out there as far as impact. And I think what you're doing is you are working on up-leveling that, on making that impact even better. You may even be looking at, how can I show people in my sphere of influence how to manifest things more easily in their lives. That could definitely be coming up for you today. Okay, that's Capricorn. Next up is Aquarius. Aquarius, Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Aquarius, I think you're looking at the impact that you're having on your sphere of influence. And I think that as you're looking at that, you're realizing that you could be setting a better example whenever it comes to financial stuff. And I think that you are really kind of facing that today and kicking around in your mind, okay, well, what can I do so that I am setting a better example in that area? All right. And that was who? That was Aquarius. Yep. Next up, let's look at Pisces. Okay, so Pisces, Eight of Cups showing up for you guys. Okay, so with the overall energy of the Two of Wands showing up with that Eight of Cups as your specific energy, this is telling me that as you are looking over the impact that you're having on your sphere of influence, you're realizing that you don't want to be responsible for um, how the people in your sphere of influence view you, how they feel about you. You're walking away from putting energy or effort into impacting people in your sphere of influence. And I'm guessing that this is some very specific people, not everybody. But there are some people that you've been uh, trying to make some type of impact on them. And I think you're feeling like, you could talk to your blue in the face or try until you just don't have any more energy left, but nothing seems to be getting through to this person or this group of people. And so you're just kind of really done with trying to impact them in the way that you have been. You're walking away from that situation in search of something that, you can put your energy and efforts into that's going to have some kind of payoff. Somebody's going to benefit from it. All right. So thank you all for being here. I do appreciate it. And thank you, of course, for the thumbs ups and the shares of this video. And if you guys want a private reading, check out my website and we can get one scheduled. Everyone have a fantastic day. Peace out.